I am so excited to reveal what I'm about to reveal to you, and that is something that's been a little bit of a passion project in the background. As you guys know, I am someone who wholeheartedly loves diaries, journals, documenting, storytelling, all of that good stuff. So books, journals and diaries are something that I see so much growth, so much value, and so much life experience that can be written in between the pages of those. I think what I love so much about journals and writing is that everybody can have a blank canvas. You've all got a completely different journal, and you're going to fill those notes and you're going to fill those pages with something completely different to the next person. There's never anyone that's going to write the same journal as you, never anyone that's going to have the same story as you. And that's something that's really important with everything that I do, everything that I believe in, and also something that I think can teach you so much about yourself as well. There's a lot that we share internally that we don't share externally, and I think that a journal is a really good middle ground to be able to have those internal thoughts and bring them to life externally, and then look back on them and just see the journey that your mind's been on, that you've been on, and be able to reflect on that. So I'm going to show you something that's really special to me, and that is the Good Vibes journal that I have designed myself completely and created. It has been a journey, and typically I will take you on that journey with me, but actually it just started as something that I was just going to do for myself. And the reason that I was going to do it for myself is because I've got so many different types of journals that I use, and I was like, it would be so good if like the templates of what I use these journals for were just all in one place. So that was actually where it started. Then I thought, oh, I want to make a really nice personal gift for my clients that isn't just a generic book. I want it to be something that's from me, like from the heart. And then I thought, you know what, there's actually people outside of my client world that could really, really benefit from this. So that's kind of how this was created. So because of that, it just wasn't something that I was planning to take anyone on the journey with, because the journey just started as something that was quite selfishly for myself, then for my clients, and then it's become available to everybody else as well. So I'm going to show you how to use this journal. But first I want to show you the bones of this journal, and I guess some of the notes that I've taken. So let me find the outline. This is where the journal began. So we have gone from this piece of paper and this like little scribble to bringing it to life in this format, and I'm going to show you exactly how that works. So as you can see here, what I've done is I've kind of just sketched out certain areas that I really wanted to include as different sections that I use in my journal naturally, but I was like, how can I make this a little bit more digestible for somebody else? If they were to pick up the book, how would they know how to use this? And that was really difficult, because I was like, I don't know, like it's just in my head. I don't know how to bring that to life and make it a proper thing. So here is what I'm going to show you, which is the Good Vibes journal. Just look at them, so beautiful, like absolutely stunning, these books. And like I said, it's something that I've completely designed myself. It is something that I've literally just taken all of these little thoughts and ideas and little journaling, little nickety knacks that I do anyway, and I've just made them into something that's really digestible for anybody to pick this up and use this journal in the same way that I use the journal. And I'm going to show you some pages so that you can see how to use it, because there's a kind of structure to how best to get the most out of this journal. So if I was to open it here, you will see that one of my biggest slogans in life is there, which is believe first and magic later. And if I'm to go through the journal, it basically gives you a rundown of everything. So you've got a section here where you can write your name, your social media handle. So if you were to ever lose the book or, you know, misplace it, then people can find you, and also your email address. And then here it's got all of your content. So you've got all of the things that you're going to be kind of working through there. Then it's got a little bit of a rundown of how to use the journal, so you'll have a bit of information there. And then it's got what I call the Hype Girl Commandments. So the Hype Girl Commandments are effectively your commitment to yourself to be able to be the best version of you that you can be. Now, we already know that there is an epic version of you that is already there. What we want to do is be able to tap into that higher version of you even more. And using this journal is going to encourage you to, one, get out of your comfort zone, two, look at things in a much more beneficial perspective, and be able to grow as you work through these different goals and what you're working towards. So that's got a bit of a breakdown there. Then you've got your goal setting database. Now this is really, really important, because I think if you've not really got your goals in mind, if you've not really got the things that you want to achieve in mind, it's really difficult to achieve them, obviously, because we don't know what you're working towards. So in this goal setting database, it gives you a section here to write down 40 goals. Now, this is actually going to be an ongoing task that you're probably going to find quite difficult in the beginning, because of course we might have like the top 3 goals that we've got. We might think, oh my gosh, I've got 3 goals that I definitely want to achieve. But if you were to break it down and to be like, right, and what's another goal, and what's another goal, and what's another goal, and what this means is that you're never going to run out of things to be working towards. You're always going to have something that you think, right, okay, well, I've achieved that goal. Now what can I do? Because sometimes what we don't realize what happens is we can be working towards something that's literally life-changing, a huge goal. It could be marriage, it could be family, it could be a dream job, it could be whatever. But then we get that goal and then we feel a little bit empty on the other side of it, because actually sometimes goals feel differently when we reach them, and then we actually realize there's another goal we want to achieve. But also because we feel like that kind of grind and that purpose that we've had has now been reached, we sometimes can feel a little bit lost. So the goal database is designed to encourage you to always have something to go, right, okay, that one's achieved. How can I work towards something that's more personal? How can I work towards something that's more health-based? How can I work towards, and then you can fill in the gaps that way. So that's going to be your goals database. Now you've got scripting sessions here, and this is how I love to kind of design my dream day, my dream life, the things that I want to do in my head way before they actually happen. So this will encourage you to write letters to yourself, to script, and to walk through how your day is going to look, walk through how your life's going to look, walk through how your dream job's going to look, all these different things when you achieve them, so that when they arrive, it just feels normal. What you want to do is normalize your goals, normalize the things that you want to achieve, because then it makes it more realistic that it's going to happen in your head. It means you're actually going to, you know, do everything you can to reach that goal. But also it just makes it a bit more normal, makes it feel like that's not some big mountainous goal, that's something that I can totally achieve. And that's a massive part. Belief is going to be a huge part in your journey. So then you've got another section here, which is all about memorable moments. So with your memorable moments, what you're going to do, it's an undated diary. So you're going to open up here, you write the date of whatever that, you know, whatever date is that you're currently working through at that time. And then with these memorable moments, you're going to write down what it is that you're working through at that time. And then you're obviously going to select here whether it's a good day, whether it's a bad day, or whether it's just kind of like an okay day. Nothing really, you know, majorly up or down. But what that means is that you're always going to be able to write down your highlights and your lowlights. And honestly, I cannot tell you, your good days and your bad days are equally as important. This is not just the case of having every perfect day. You learn so much from the bad days that you can then reflect on later on. So that's going to be a really important part of this journal. You then also have another section here that is the to-do list of dreams. So the to-do list of dreams is basically how you can start to prioritize different tasks that are going to be really important to you to work through, and do it without overwhelm. Because a lot of the time we've got all this massive list of things that we need to do and we're overwhelmed. We can't even think of how to kind of begin to put things together. So this helps you to plan them in a really strict fashion. So it's going to be based on a week by week basis. You don't have to do these every week, but it's going to be really important if you are kind of working towards particular goals. So if there's a season of your life that you're thinking, okay, cool, I've got this to do, this to do, this to do, this to do, then you can write down all of your top 3 priorities. You then do the other 7 priorities. That means throughout the week, you've got a maximum of 10 things that you actually need to do. And they can be as small as taking the rubbish out and as big as launching your business, you know? So these are all the things that we're going to be focused on. But I want to make sure that you've not just got this never-ending to-do list. We're going to cap it at 10. 3 main priorities. The top 3 priorities must get done, and then the rest can roll over to the following week, the following week, the following week, right? So that's your to-do list of dreams. Really, really important. And then what I also think is important with books and journals and all that kind of stuff is being able to mentally connect with your creativity. And this is how I've designed this through the sort of peaceful pages, I've called them. So your peaceful pages are going to be all about letting go. It doesn't matter how it looks, it doesn't matter how it turns out. All this is going to be doing is just encouraging you to be creative. So you're going to be using these pages to draw, to design, to do different mazes, to get really creative, to do some colouring in. All sorts of different things are going to happen in these peaceful pages, and I think they're really important to be able to just let go. Once you lean into your creativity, then it makes so much more room for ideas and other exciting things to rise to the surface. And then on the back of scripting, which is where you kind of write down and write out your dream days and how things are going to look and how you feel at the end of an achievement, or you know, whatever it is, you're going to write as if it's already happened. Dream drawing is exactly the same, but it's just in drawing format. So it would be a case of you drawing out the house, drawing out, you know, the trophy, drawing out what it feels like to cross that certain finish line, what it feels like to have the puppy. You're going to draw the picture of the dog. Now trust me, they're not going to look very nice unless you are an artist, but it doesn't matter. It's all about allowing yourself to trust and believe that these things are possible for you. I've actually inserted a section here that's called the rolling wins list. So the rolling wins list is ultimately going to be all of the little things that you achieve. So I am a massive advocate for celebrating yourself, celebrating the big things and the little things, because I think sometimes we only want to celebrate the big things and we don't even realize what we've achieved by doing that. So the rolling wins list is literally a place where anytime something good happens, you've achieved something, you've lost some weight, you went to the gym, you did this, you did that, whatever it is, you've launched your business, you've posted on your story, you've done your reels, you've batch created content, whatever it is that you are specifically doing, you've got this whole rolling wins list here where you can fill in the date and write down the description of the win. So you write down, right, on this day I did this. And then what this does is it creates an evidence journal for you. So all those times that you think, oh, you know what, I'm not good enough, I'm not working hard enough, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that, all you need to do is open this book. You open this and then you can see pages and pages and pages of all of those amazing days that you've had. It could be that you've reached a financial goal, it could be that you've bought a house, it could be that you've saved something, it could be that, you know, you've been able to have a really difficult conversation, whatever those are going to be, but it's going to create evidence here that you're actually the shit, like you can do this. So that is a really, really powerful part of the rolling wins list. Then you've got the positivity pages. So this is all about finding those things that light you up. Now, all of us, you know, we've seen on social media that people will share a quote of the day and all these things, and then they disappear. And they might be some, you know, 3 years ago on our Facebook profile, it might show us on our memories. But it's really easy to forget those little words of wisdom, those little nuggets that we hear that, you know, can really make a difference to how we feel and how we approach things. So what I've done with the positivity pages is I've done a quote collection. So what you'll do here is when you find those quotes, when you read those quotes, when someone says something that really stands out to you, when you hear a sentence in a podcast, you literally write them down here, and then that's going to create a nice little board of quotes that are extremely aligned with you. I mean, I could have totally gone on here and splashed loads of different quotes in here, but I want this to be personal to you. I want this to be the quotes that really resonate with you. So you've got this whole area here to be able to write down those quotes and those little words of wisdom and those nuggets and those one-liners that are going to make a massive difference to you, and then you can write down where you heard it or who that quote is by. So that is a really powerful part of this book. Then we've got the rewards list, right? So the rewards list is all about treating yourself. So yes, of course, we want to be achieving these big things, want to be reaching these great goals, but sometimes we reach those goals and we don't do anything about it. We're just like, oh, amazing, like I've done it. But you've got to celebrate, whether that is a bunch of flowers, whether that is a glass of wine, whether that is a nice long 2-hour bubble bath, whether that is a walk to your favorite, you know, hiking spot, whether that is a holiday, whether it's a tub of Haagen-Dazs ice cream, whatever it's going to be. I want you to use this rewards list to be able to write down all of the things that you would reward yourself with. If you were celebrating something, anything, whether it's a small thing, whether it's a big thing, how would you want to celebrate? You know, the big things could be, I'm going to treat myself to an all-inclusive 2-week cruise. A smaller thing could be, I'm going to give myself a bunch of sunflowers. I'm going to go to the shop and I'm going to buy myself a bunch of sunflowers. Every single way that you would reward yourself, I want you to write it down here. Because what that's going to do is it's going to mean that when you achieve these goals based on your rolling wins list, or you know, certain things that you're working towards in terms of your goals and your scripting, then you've got somewhere to say, right, okay, now let me just pick what's the reward I'm going to treat myself with, and then you pick one and then you do it. You commit to that particular reward. So that is going to be really, really important when you are working towards it. And then I've done a whole section here just at the back, which is your notebook. So here you're going to have pages and pages and pages just to write down notes, ideas, all sorts of little things that are going to be kind of rising to the surface for you. And then I've ended the book with a nice little personalized message from me. So this book is honestly something that I genuinely believe that anybody that's on a personal development journey, working towards big goals, wanting to kind of figure out how to get organized, want to be able to calm down the craziness and the overwhelm of their mindset, this book is really, really going to help you with all of those things, because it's got a combination of different types of exercises, activities, mindset work, scripting, notes, all that kind of stuff rolled into one. And this format is literally how I use my own journals, how I use my own diaries. And I found that I was flicking from one page and doing that, then I'll flick into another page and doing that, then I'd write and write and write, and I'd be like, oh, I should have put that over there. And this was just a really good way for me to organize it and section it so that you've got a really clear, consistent way to be able to stay on top of all of the things that you're working towards. So if this book sounds like a bit of you, make sure that you check it out on Amazon and grab your copy today.